For today's cup of coffee, Leo King had warned quite a while ago about brain breaking times. It has affected me. My brain is broken. Oh. Anyhow, I am broketed. I really am in multiple ways. We're going to start a new segment that we'll throw in here from time to time.
Yes.
And it's called the What the Fuck Files.
The WTF files.
Yeah, that's exactly what it'll be. Because I will not spell it out. You've only got limited space. You only got like 100 characters in a title. So
in technicality, it's not a very regular cup of coffee.
No, it's not.
So then you can just title them WTF files.
Right. I mean, it will be included with, but when you see that on our cup of coffee, you'll know that it's what it is and what it's going to be about. Stupid human tricks is what it is.
Yeah.
Because I have to read an enormous amount to try to find some of the stories that we present to you all, I have found a whole lot more of the what the fuck files. And this is one of them. This is on this one, I'm like, I have to share this. I truly have to.
Okay.
Now, you've got to realize some of this may, contain disturbing content. Our channel contains disturbing content.
Yes, it is not for people under the age of 13.
No, it's really not. And we try to do old school internet.
Yeah.
When you could find random cool shit.
Mm-hmm. It's a radio show.
It is a radio show. Only more because I don't have to watch my language. Now, when I was in radio, I had to watch my language because you had certain things that
Did you ever slip up?
I think there was once or twice, but it wasn't horrible.
It's like damn or something. Or
yeah, yeah. I mean, I tried not to have... Everybody has hot mic moments, but it wasn't anything bad.
Mm.
So, I mean, it wasn't like I was, condemning the listeners or anything like that.
Right.
It was more like drop something and it's like, well, shit. Or it was those things I'm like, oh, God, I said that. Because you just didn't.
Yeah.
But now we can.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's expected of us, in fact, at this point. This comes from Daily Mail and is by Vanessa Serna, and this was written August the 31st of 2022. And I'll let you read the title because they have a tendency, and I know why they do that in their titles. Mm-hmm. They tell the entire story because most people do not read beyond the headlines. Which is a really dangerous thing because lots of, sensationalism. Absolutely. That is where you get a lot of your misinformation.
The tabloids. People don't read the actual articles. Right. They read the headlines.
I did. I actually would read the articles.
People go in there, look at the pictures, and read the headline. That's it.
Even in the Weekly World News, I read the articles.
Well, on those you had to, because it's just like, what?
They were hilarious.
Yeah. Funny enough, people actually believed that.
Yeah. They believe some things that are more ridiculous than what the Weekly World News ever dared publish. But now it's like the National Enquirer back in the day. I always hated those things, and I still hate those stories. So-and-so did something about so-and-so looked at somebody else or whatever, these celebrity bullshit things. I don't care what a celebrity had for lunch. That is the least bit of information that I need in my world on any given day.
Yeah.
But there are people that they will sit and they will hang on that. And I'm like, get a life.
Yeah.
Read a book. Mm. Listen to some Jordan Peterson lectures. Restructure your state of being.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and these people are among, and in the preponderance of society. That's what's horrifying. TikTok proves that.
YouTube can prove it too.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. But those people, it's like our little channel that we can fly beneath the radar because we are a micro mini. We get to fly under there.
I watched people this morning that didn't know, that couldn't name off 3 countries.
That's sad.
3 countries other than, America.
Common Core. The dumbing down of America. And that was on purpose. That's conspiracy fact.
It's just a conspiracy, that's it.
My Halloween.
Conspiracy against all humanity.
My Halloween costume to make me a tin foil hat with a sign on it that says conspiracy fact.
With a little Hershey Kiss flag on the top.
I could do that. I really could do that.
Yes.
Anyhow.
Get some tissue paper and a toothpick. There you go.
And it's like, would I wear that in public? You bet your ass I will wear it in public. I really will. Anyhow, this says, investigators are reviewing evidence from the crime scene of a 27-year-old teacher from Philadelphia that they said may have been staged to appear as a suicide nearly a decade ago. Ellen Greenberg was found in her kitchen apartment with 20 stab wounds on January the 26th, 2011 by her fiancé, Sam Goldberg. Her death was initially ruled as a homicide before medical examiner Marlon Osborne changed it to suicide.
Which it should not have been, because it was a homicide.
Greenberg had 10 stab wounds to the neck and back of the head, with an additional 10 to her stomach, abdomen, and chest.
Yeah.
A knife was still plunged into her heart. The case has since been handed to the Chester District Attorney's Office for review, as evidence suggests the crime scene was staged based on the position of her body, and her body was found, and the angle of dry blood across her face.
Mm-hmm.
And forensic pathologist Dr. Cecil White told Fox News Digital that as he claimed that the suicide is highly unlikely, he stated, "In all my years of experience and all of the homicides that I've seen and suicides, I've never seen anything like this," end quote. At the time, police claimed that the door of Greenberg's apartment was locked from the inside and there were no signs of a struggle. Goldberg told investigators he came home in 2011, kicked the door, and found his fiancée dead with a knife clinging to her chest. Plunged in her chest. Now, shit, now. Proofread, people.
Yeah.
In a chilling 911 call, he told police Goldberg had stabbed herself. And it says, "Help, my fiance's on the floor with blood everywhere." He later added, "I can't see anything. There's nothing broken. Ellie, I think she hit her head. Oh my God, she stabbed herself. She fell on a knife. There is a knife sticking out of her heart," end quote.
You can tell that was acting just through that shit alone.
Absolutely, just what he said. You know, I mean, the door showed minimal damage.
That was acting, you dumb fucks.
And bad at that. The door showed minimal damage and unlikeliness that it was kicked open, according to Fox News.
Because he had a fucking key.
He was the one that was in there.
Yeah.
Greenberg's family urged the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office to review the case in 2019, and it was eventually handed off to the Pennsylvania Attorney General before the office got kicked off the case in July. And the Attorney General's office said at the time, quote, "Unfortunately, after 4 years of work, new expert testimony and information has been publicly alleged, but withheld from our investigators, and new accusations of a conflict of interest have been made against our office," end quote. Now the Chester District Attorney is diving into the unsolved case. Despite her death being ruled a suicide, Greenberg's parents are convinced otherwise.
Rightfully so.
Greenberg's father, Joshua, absolutely 100% believes that his daughter was murdered because he's got a lick of sense.
Yeah.
And Joshua had previously told the Daily Mail, quote, "I'm not going away. I'm going to get justice for my daughter," end quote. The family has since launched a lawsuit in 2021 citing new evidence that the 27-year-old suffered a deep centimeter wound to the back of her head after her pulse halted. Private investigator Tom Brennan told Fox News. So even after she was dead, stabbed her again.
Yeah.
It says Greenberg's parents, Joshua and Sandy, further suggested their daughter had defense wounds on her body that weren't initially acknowledged by investigators. Further evidence cited includes how the knife plunged into her chest was being held in her left hand when she was right-handed. Additionally, she was stabbed with another undiscovered knife. The apartment was further cleaned up by a crime scene crew before investigators were able to walk through. Makes you wonder about that. Private investigator Brennan also suggested medical examiner Osborne missed the trauma on Ellen that proved strangulation. Well, now, what kind of a medical examiner was this?
One that was paid.
By somebody.
Yeah.
Despite the evidence, Joshua said he has never accused anyone of murdering his daughter. Well, he did that to keep from getting sued. That's the reason everybody has to say allegedly. Allegedly. We have said allegedly.
Admit what you did.
The Greenberg
Admit what you did.
family lawyer Josh Pizzara.
You good over there?
Josh Pizzara.
You good?
Further claimed that a hard drive to the 27-year-old computer was examined by the FBI in 2011, and no suicide-related searches were found. Well, now that's not necessarily evidence. You know?
Yeah.
Additionally, photogrammetry. I actually broke the damn word up and still can't say it. Photogrammetry recreated each of the 20 stab wounds was commissioned, and this is a new technology that was unavailable at the time of Greenberg's death and is able to create a 3D anatomical recreation of a corpse. That's cool.
Yeah.
And we do urge you to go to the link in the description box, and it shows the pictures. I started to do that, but because it is gruesome, I mean, it's not horrible, it's computer, but you never know. Because we do put this on YouTube. We also put it on Odyssey and BitChute.
Yeah.
I started to say Bitcoin, but BitChute.
Yeah.
I'm brain broken. I made a disclaimer at the beginning of this. Brain broken.
Broken it.
But it's pretty interesting. The technology is really cool on that. And it showed the size, depth, and length of each stab wound, with the creators concluding that all of them could not have been self-inflicted.
No shit.
Particularly the ones on the back of Greenberg's neck and head.
What?
The Chester County District Attorney's Office told DailyMail.com that they can't comment on an ongoing investigation. Okay.
How the fuck? But yeah, y'all do it all the time.
Well, no, I mean, as far as going into details and stuff, the cops really can't. They can't. Because legally, they can't. And it's like, we're not accusing anybody of anything which protects our asses. All we can say is...
Admit what you did.
All we can say is there was no way in hell that anybody should have ever concluded that this was a fucking suicide.
No one should have ever even thought of that as a possibility.
Right. 20 stab. Okay, and then you've got to wonder.
You could tell, even from the transcript of that call, that was a bad actor.
Well, yeah.
Bad acting.
Well, there were several things, and it's like, okay, did she kick the door down? And it's like, oh, she's falling, and then it was like,
but there's no damage to the door.
Put that knife down. Oh, she's stabbing herself. There's a lot of questions there. We can't accuse anybody. Allegedly.
He didn't kick the door down. There was no damage to the door.
Right. But even without...
So that's a falsality.
Even
Is that a
without...
real word?
No, that's not. It's okay.
I just made it.
People make up words all the time. You're done with that, baby. But it's one of those that even without the technology that's available today, all they had to do as far as to the depth of a stab wound, there are tools that they could have done, inserted into the body. That they've done that for like many, many years.
You can get a fucking nail file, stick it in the thing, there you go.
Yeah.
Judge by the blood.
Anything like that as far as to, the depth of the wound. That was just crazy. And you've got to wonder, okay, who were these people? Were they connected to other people in local government or something like that? Big corporations or whatever? Could somebody have been paid off to say,
paid off?
And I will tell you this, that within the legal industry, because it is an industry, has nothing to do with justice, has nothing to do with the rule of law.
Yeah.
Even some of the most ridiculous things will stand because you have to be extremely wealthy to fight the current system.
Yeah.
And so that's where a lot of this stuff, people suffer needlessly.
Although there are a bunch of millionaires that are being threatened with their water being shut off.
Well, that's perfectly fine. But there is corruption from top to bottom. And it's not just our country, it's other countries too.
Yeah.
But for this, it was just insane to think that anybody would have ever claimed that this was a suicide. So this was a good one to start with on the What the Fuck files.
Yeah.
And everybody has that look of, what the fuck?
The fuck?
See, this is what was the perfect title for this cup. And we will have these
Suicide
randomly. Yeah, there's lots of things that I find like that.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry, YouTube censors. Super slide.
Yeah. Well, unaliving. Did somebody unalive themselves?
That's on TikTok.
God.
You literally have to say unalive.
That's stupid. Again, that's the change of language. All right.
You have to go past those censors somehow.
Even on YouTube and stuff like that, content not for people under 16 or whatever it is.
You're not supposed to have an account if you are under the age of 13.
Right. Parents monitor your children. Don't they
Parents, stop giving your children.
Don't they have like a separate YouTube for kids?
Yeah, but even stuff slips through those cracks. Seriously. Stuff gets put on YouTube Kids that really should not be.
Well, there's a lot of things.
Don't put your kids on the fucking internet. Get a VHS tape and put them in front of the Teletubbies thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put Barney the dinosaur on.
And as far as showing pictures of your kids and stuff like that, don't do that. That puts that's a target on your back and the kids. And it's like, everybody knows you're proud of your children's. Do not put pictures of your children's on the internet. Not on Facebook, not on whatever this other stuff is. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
And that comes from background as far as corrections officer. Don't do that.
Don't do that. You dumb fucks.
So that's crazy. I mean, this whole thing was crazy. So we'll add that into, if you've got stories about this type thing, you can email us.
What's your what the fuck stories? Tell us your stories. Because we all know that everybody has those what the fuck stories.
They do. And it doesn't have to be as far as this gruesome.
It can just be what the fuck in general. Like, what the fuck?
There's a lot of them.
Like mine, with the crackhead trying to get in the bathroom stall in Walmart. What the fuck?
Stupid human tricks. Anyhow, if you have had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural, encounters, UFOs, aliens, cryptids, stupid human tricks, what the fuck files.
Cracked out.
If you've got local,
Motherfuckers.
regional, or family myths or legends, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and that the email address will be in the description box. Oh, know that you're loved.
Stay hydrated.
Thank you for pondering the imponderables with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. Have the good.
That's all right. Have the good. You can have the good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Stay hydrated.
Believe that you can have the good.
Drink water.
That's what we all need. And we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Bye.